Welcome back. We got mission 12 ahead of us. Let's get going. Yellow Comet COs have arrived. The good thing about playing this campaign is that it's been just long enough that it does take a moment. There it is, right. To remember exactly who it is that gets added at each point. Gremlin Sensei. So we'll get into it into a moment. But one of them is very good. And the other one's fine. Okay, acceptable. It's a good opportunity to have another mission before we advance the plot. It's fine. It's acceptable. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that statement. I think fighting, eating, playing games. But I suppose I don't know the fighting part. It feels risky to try it. So yeah, okay, these missiles are going to be pretty important on this map. It's interesting because the missiles kind of have the same effect on the game that the dual strikes do, which is to say that it's about holding the line and then just really wrecking shop immediately and then hoping they don't have a counterattack. So we're definitely going to control both fronts this time. Right. So let's go into the options here. Forget where it is. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we still have the same group here. Let's look at the map. So we need to push into this spot here. There's very little we can do to get this one. We will get this one. So it's all about blocking this quickly. So we need to be able to do that. On the second front, you look over there. They just need anti-air units. They have a bunch of units up there that are totally useless to them, and then what they really need are anti-air units. So we got to build some of those. So this is going to be a lot about building and a lot about overwhelming the enemy very quickly. So, to that end, we are going to... right, Rachel is stuck. Given that we're talking about a second front, I guess Max. I would love Colin in the first front here, but that's not going to happen, and we're not going to use ranged units up top. So let's bring in Max. Lightning strikes. Or Lightning Grim. He's a character. Mr. Lightning. Alright, so before we get too far here, where it even is. There it is. Off. Better. Alright. So we got Rachel in here. Now, we need to run up here, but this mech is going to be very slow at that. So, actually, what I'm going to do with this mech is go there with the mech and start trying to disrupt here. If we can push in, I don't think we can take this base. It would be great if we could, but I don't think we can. What we're going to do is just make them waste resources keeping this base. And also, we're gonna make this very tough for ourselves. Yep, that's exactly, Rachel. We're gonna send this as a second front. Okay, now we're gonna need to save a little money for a bit. It's gonna be pretty rough on this bottom front for a while. So it's a thing to keep in mind. It was just a moment, but it reminded me that the one good thing about Grimm is that music's pretty good. Alright, so we got this here, which I do like when you actually control it. It moves it to the main screen here. It could have just been like, you control it with the buttons. Yeah, so we're up here, and we have kind of garbage. We have the anti-air unit, which is what we need. And we have a couple tanks, which are just strong enough to deal with it no matter what. This artillery isn't going to do us any good. But what we can do is load this in. We're going to go up here because... where we're going to wait. Because there are a lot of cities down here. And if we do get a chance to heal people up and park on cities, then that's probably the way to go. I would love to send some of those down to the front where they'd be useful. But it's not going to happen. Sending all these copters. Alright, so Rachel here, I'm actually going to march across, capture here, start moving upward. We got 10,000, anti-air is 8, so, yeah, we're gonna build an anti-air so we can send another one up so that the top front can end quickly. We're not committing a lot of resources to this bottom front for now, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be able to hold out. Generally keeping this anti-air as alive as we can. And then moving all the units that we can in an area in which, if they get attacked, they'll be within range of the anti-air. That's all we got. It's going to be rough for a little bit, but we'll be okay. Yeah, we're going to get beaten up, but again, as long as it's not the anti-air, it really doesn't matter what it is. Do that if you get a little money. Again, we're just disrupting down here. Also, if we disrupt enough and keep their units in this area, then this missile we send can be pretty valuable. Alright. We can't send an anti-air out now, so we're actually going to invest in our own stuff. I know, weird, but we're gonna do. It's all about holding the front and making sure they don't get those silos. All right. Just one at a time. Pick out those copters. I'm really not so worried about the infantry either. I mean, they're max, but They're still gonna go down. And if they capture stuff, it's not a big deal either. I can do stuff like this, though. And just moving them back so that when they attack, they'll be in range of this anti-air. And, you know, the odds look rough up here, but we're actually in pretty good shape. You know, I forgot to use our skills again. Next episode, I'll get into skills. There's really not very valuable ones in the first couple missions. Not that I'm, you know, I'm saying they wouldn't help right now. They probably would. Just disrupt things. Just get in there. And as much as I want to go up here, actually, the thing I need to secure is this. If I can secure it, then I can build infantry right there and keep this map where I want to keep it. Okay. So we have our power here. We could use it, I guess, but it really is kind of irrelevant. Because these will kill, right? Like, that's the part that's important, is will a copter go down when an anti-air hits it? Yes, fully. So maybe we just hold on to that. So we have it, which could be useful. Stick that there. Just gather back here. If they want to come hit these, then they're going to be in between both of these, and we'll take out 2 of them next turn. Feel pretty good about that. On these dual screen maps, I'm always about securing one of the fronts as quickly as possible, and it's usually the top one, so that you actually have the advantage of the bottom. Yep. It's sad that we lost more things that aren't anti-air, but they aren't attacking the anti-air, which are the things that can kill them. Alright. Move up here. Now we're doing this, just getting as disruptive as possible. Whenever we can fully take out a unit, we might as well. Doing stuff like this because they're absolutely going to have to send someone to this, and it's going to be this recon. The recon's the only one that can reach it, but they will because they're scared of anything capturing anything on the entire map. I'm not making anything good because I'll make good stuff up here right now. I'm just making stuff that gets where I need to get it. And they get hit by Satellite. That's going to slow us down for 1 turn on the capturing, which is unfortunate, but it'll be okay. Maybe a couple turns, depending on what happens. But even with his power, still takes him out completely. I'm gonna save that power for when we need a dual strike as soon as possible on the bottom map. That map gets pretty easy. We just then chase down those mechs in a couple turns. We'll be good. Alright. So here we're going to run into a bit of a problem, right? Because we can't block this recon from hitting this infantry, and we don't want to march another infantry up here. It would take a lot of time. We can APC some people up or something. No, left it alone. Weird. Well, I'll just keep capturing. They're definitely going to kill it, but, you know, in the event they don't, I guess I'll just have that city. That won't happen. So, just go up here. Yeah, this will be a safe spot. Can't reach it. And pretty soon we're gonna have what we need up there. Sticking to the plan. Always stick to the plan. There it is. Again, not actually trying to get that stuff. We're just trying to keep them occupied while saving up our resources. Alright, so they have one more thing here. It's this copter. We can't reach it. So, let's start moving toward these mechs. Easy. And that copter's going to keep moving around and trying to stay out of our range, which is fine because there's no way for it to get more fuel. So this can move here. Do this. We can't start capturing this turn, but we can be in a good position to capture next turn. We'll stick where we are for now. And see, they've had to locate some pretty powerful units down there next to the river, and they can't cross the river, so they're as far away as they're going to be. But we're keeping the infantry at bay and just generally getting them to cluster down here. So when we do want to, say, use the infantry to shoot a missile at them, it'll be pretty easy. Not yet, though, and they will have more stuff. So let's wait. I'm going to save up money, actually. Alright, so you see, just out of range there, it's fine. Has 64 fuel. You know, eventually it'll need to refuel, and for now it'll take a couple turns to track down these mechs and stay just out of their range until we can get them. Alright. So there's this infantry here. We gotta take out this infantry. Pretty easy to do. But that was always our plan. Got that infantry. Again, the only actual threats to what we're doing. I do like all this, though, let me tell you. There's going to be some silo action very soon. Very soon. It may actually take a little bit to get through this. Probably not the most efficient way to do it, but it's definitely foolproof. All right. Let's mess with this. Also, I kind of don't want them to get air units, so can't capture that anytime soon, but we can definitely block it off. We'll just start building some infantry so that we can at least walk them up. Great. They've actually left themselves in range this time, which is nice. Not the copter. Clearly the copter's gonna stay exactly where the copter needs to stay. We could use some powers or whatever, but that one's gonna kill itself, so we're fine. And this copter's sitting at 53. Yeah. The thing is, it's going to keep chasing us. It's going to keep being just out of our range. So as long as we keep moving forward, it's going to expend some fuel. Which is a total waste. Alright, so we got a power down here. And we're going to use it, because we need it. Our need is strong, but it will be very helpful right now. Rachel is, of course, also like a silo. Just fun. Just... Oh... Look, they're all clustered down there. Weird. So he's right. That was a bad thing to let happen. We're gonna use this one. Then use our strongest unit here. Start taking out this one. Yep. And then, of course, that. Making sure they don't build any air units. So we don't have to worry about anti-air units down here. Gotta start shoring up the back here. But we're in very good shape. Now, of course, problem with using CO powers, you do a bunch of damage so that they get theirs. But now here's the deal with Grimm's. Grimm's does a bunch of damage in exchange for not having great defenses. It's just, you know, it's one of those CO powers that's like, here's what Grimm does, but more. Yeah, and Grimm's base thing is like, I do more damage and I take more damage. Well, okay. Doesn't seem like a great strat. So this can go over here. Start pursuing that. Here. Right here. You're down to 46. Oh no. What are you gonna do, bud? Yep, those turns go fast now. Alright, so we still have some problems here, right? Like, we still kind of don't have the ability to do very much, which is unfortunate. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start launching some missiles just to really mess with them. And there's this tank up here, and I don't like the tank, but it is what it is. Tank can only hit one infantry next turn, so. Okay. And this can come down. Yeah, that won't be great. But it's there in case, you know, the tank wants to hit in instead. Maybe. Too bad, but seem worse. Great. We're almost done up here. I'm excited about that. Yep. They did damage to and anti-air. Good thing is we can do this, right? And there are a couple places the copter can go. Not that many. Especially if we do this. Now, you see, I'm fairly certain the copter's gonna move like here. But that's gonna be a lot of movement. We just gotta use up its gas if we can't catch it. So be nice and fast. Nice and fast, I suppose. I mean, I could have finished that up in day 8 or something, but gets the job done. Yep, right where we thought it'd move. Alright. So. Let's, we could damage a lot of infantry down here, but what we really want to do is we just want to soften these guys up. It's small, it doesn't do a lot, but it's what we need right now. And also, we just need to use up these silos so we don't get hit with them more than using them for us. It's going to be a rough trade, yeah. Nah. But the good thing is it won't stay alive for long. Just mainly damage control here. Mitigating our own risk. Fun thing about damaging things on bases, they have high defense, but they're going to immediately get healed. Where, you know, you may be like, well, hey, we don't want that because we want to deal damage. Well, actually, you might want them to use up all their money to remake the units they made last turn. It's possible, you know, especially with limited funds. You may want something like that. Oh, I'm gonna start making max so I can walk them across the water and just be nasty, just be mean. Alright. All that's left is this thing. So we gotta run and get it. This is gonna run out of gas soon, so I'm gonna have to send that APC that way. But I'll send it up here so that it'll hit it when it goes in this direction. We'll go this way. Now we can hit here. There are definitely some spots this can move. But see, it's down to 36. We'll get there. We don't need to send anything else up there. We're gonna win. So. Having max down on the first map might be helpful. If you're playing, you might consider expending extra money now just so you have them, so you can provide support. But okay for now. Launch another missile. Let's see. What would make sense to hit here? Like this, maybe. There are some units up the top, but we will take them out as soon as we start spending our money, which is going to be now. We're going to start spending our money now. Welcome to the money party. Isn't going to do much, but it'll do some. And if I leave this here, it'll get shot, so it'll die. Might as well move it up. Let them make an air unit if they want, but I don't know if they can afford much, and just move ahead like that. Okay, so we're getting there. We are getting there. All right. There. I'm actually going to keep this over here. So that it can hit all this stuff. And it can hit all this stuff. And it can move up to the north, which is what it's going to do. But we're going to actually run out of gas with this anti-air. But that copter cannot kill those anti-airs, so it's over. Realize I've said that a lot, but I go up there and make my moves, and, you know, it's not a lot to say. Let's bring this mech over and wreak some havoc. It's always nice to see them not firing back. Like, yep, no, it's over. All right. I'm gonna wait to use this last silo because it's very safe. But I'm gonna move that up. These are gonna corner this. I mean, it can move, but it won't be able to fire on anything, and we'll be covering up the airport again. So that feels good. Yeah. It's here so it can get in a position to take that city and then the airport and be done with that. And again, it's that time here. We're gonna build some neotanks and then we're gonna get a chance for Max to use them, and it's gonna be very good. Grim is old. Grim says some things you maybe wouldn't want Grim to say. Alright. That's as many units as they're going to have on the field at once. Spoilers. This is the turning point of the match. For sure. Alright, just keep running. Keep running, Copter. Yep. Okay. So we're going to use this. We got to make sure to get all the tanks here. But maybe this is our better configuration. I'd rather hit the one close up here so we can make sure it doesn't get across than the other stuff. The disruption down there is going pretty well. Make sure to get all the money we need to get up here. And then, you know, they don't really have a lot down here, so let's just rock. We do need to clean up these. And yeah, there's a little bit in the range of this thing, but it's only going to have one left. And we don't have quite enough money to build another neotank. We can make something, but nah. And the good thing about dealing all that damage while they had the CO power is if their CO power is active, they're not building up the next one. They'll worry about doing a dual strike and then just like, well, they're just going to dual strike back. Sort of the same thing. If you go second, you don't really have to worry about that much. You have to worry about not winning, right? All right. Wait. How much gas does this have? 17. Was hoping this would go a little faster, but they're gonna have to move a lot to get out of range. So that's the goal right now. All right, we're back down here. Good thing is, you know, since we haven't had to commit any resources to the top, pretty fast. I'm actually gonna make that. Yeah, because right now it's less important than it is to move this down. I'm gonna lose this progress on this city to make sure I capture that and sit on top of it. Alright. Now, this is gonna move up. No, actually, hold on. This could get that. Which opens up the way. Take out the biggest threat they have, which is the tank. Again, we got Neo tanks. So biggest threat they have is a tank. Going pretty well. It's probably take a lot of damage, but it just needs to not totally die. Right. It's at that level where it's going to die if it gets hit, so we might as well use some of what it's got left to help us a little. And we almost got the superpower, which means when we get dual strike, immediate, which is good. We're getting there though. They don't have a lot of units left on. Yep. Okay. Now listen. Yeah, it can still get away. Well, okay, hold on. Maybe. We're running out of there. Okay, 10. Very soon. I feel like we will get Max back before this battle's over. No, that's not saying much, but it's where we are. Anything these infantry can do right now are good, because I don't think we're gonna have a capture victory. We are dominating with units so much that we're gonna defeat every unit on the board before we capture anything. A good move toward that will be defeating what's on the base and then camping on it. And not gonna attack because I wanted to take attacks. And yeah, that's Neo tank money. Yeah, baby. Neo tank time. Well, okay. They got back the base, but they did have to use their entire turn to make it happen. Now, this thing has 3... Okay. Look. This is gonna be over, okay? It's gonna be over now. Not worried about any of those so far back. They're not going to ever make the front. So. Basically take out the tank. Maybe actually take out the tank. There it is. Same thing here. Well, they have 1 infantry left, huh? Gotta move where we can to shut them down, make sure it's over. Yep. Okay. This has no... Oh, it's just gonna die immediately, huh? Alright, on their turn, it dies. There it is. We did it. Alright, and now, because we can, let's end this mission with tag power, because why not? Why not? The way this cuts is not great. This is, it's feet over here, it's feet. Okay, this is overkill. This is gonna be a Neo Tanks only victory. Tanks, but Neo Tanks. Totally worked him. So yeah, that was that mission. It's fairly textbook. We've done harder missions, but it is kind of an introduction to their powers. We kind of didn't get into it, but Sensei's good with copters and infantry. Just it's really easy to play against if that's all he's got. Yeah, check backs for mission 13 here next time. Thanks for watching.